All right, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai. I want to give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Double honor to the Apostle Nelson Great Millstone. Peace, safety, and blessings to you, Akims, throughout the four wind, pushing his truth and sincerity. All right, through the Spirit, put a lesson together. Righteous men don't compromise. Okay, this is First Corinthians. Well, I'm gonna just make a little statement, because you have throughout these years, man, just watching and observing, you have all these camps. They have compromise in their camps. They don't stand fast on what they believe. Like this all had to begin somewhere, and if it all began with the name of Yahweh Shem Shai, if it all began with no lineups, if it all began with keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Shem Shai, if it all began with going into the Hebrew and other languages, the Latin and the Greek, to get a better understanding, someone made a compromise, okay? But righteous men don't compromise, okay? This is First Corinthians chapter 10, I'm start at 11. It says, "Now all these things happen unto them for ensamples, and they were written for our admonition, upon whom the ends of the world are come." All right, I'm gonna stop there. I got the word admonition. Um, it's exhortation. Okay, when you go down to the Strongs, it's telling you that mild rebuke or warning. Okay, so all the things that was written beforehand was written before. It was a warning to us. Okay, everything that the men of Yahweh Shem Shai done in the beginning, it was a warning to us to let us know not to do these certain things. Okay, it's kind of like to avoid it. Verse 12, it says, "Wherefore let him that thinketh he standeth to take heed lest he fall." So you take heed to these things. Okay. 13, "There hath no temptation taken you, but such as common to man." Okay. But the Most High is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that you are able, but with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. So it's telling you to read examples of uh, great men and live on those examples, okay? And um, steadfast, okay? Hold on to the things you have to hold on to, because you're not supposed to make a compromise, okay? You don't get in a barber seat, and this is just an example, and say, well, I'm just gonna get this edge this one time. After this, I'm not gonna do it. No, that's making compromise, and that's just an example, okay? You don't say, I'm gonna go to Thanksgiving dinner just this Thanksgiving, and I'm gonna just taste this pork my mom cooked because everybody said how good it was. That's compromise, okay? You don't do that, all right? First of all, you should be going to the damn Thanksgiving dinner, okay? Um, but this is Ecclesiasticus chapter 2. It says, uh, "Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take it cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way aright, and trust in him. Ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy, and go not aside, lest ye fall." Okay? Ye that fear the Lord, believe him, and your reward shall not fail. So it's telling you, it says, if you were walking in a righteous way, don't bend those ways for nobody. Walk in that righteous way. Okay, all the way. That's what you're supposed to do. All right. This is Genesis, and these are examples of men who walked in righteous ways and didn't bend or fold for nothing. This is one of the greatest examples right here. Abraham wanted a son with his wife Sarah, you know, and he wanted that, and he got it, okay? But he was willing to, well, let's just read it. It says, and they came to the place which the Most High had told him of. And Abraham built an altar there and laid the wood in order and bound Isaac his son and laid him upon the altar upon the wood. And Abraham stretched forth his hand and took the knife to slay his son, the same son he wanted. Okay? The same son he wanted, the same son that he, you know what I'm saying? Like he really wanted a son of his own with his wife, okay? That same son, he was willing to slay him for a sacrifice, okay? It says, and took the knife to slay his son, and the angel of the Lord called unto him out of heaven and said, Abraham, Abraham. And he said, here am I. Okay, so he was willing to sacrifice something he loved, his own son, because he wasn't going to compromise, because he had faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. All right. Okay. This is Daniel. Another example. Chapter 3. Nebuchadnezzar, the king, made an image of gold whose height was 60 cubits, and the breadth thereof 6 cubits. He set it up in the plain of Dura in the province of Babylon. Verse 6. And whoso falleth not down and worship shall the same hour be cast into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. Okay. Verse 12. There are certain Jews who thou hast set over the affairs of the province of Babylon, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. These men, O king, have not regarded thee. They serve not thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. Okay. 13. Then Nebuchadnezzar in his rage and fury commanded to bring Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Then they brought these men before the king. Verse 16. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered, because he was trying to get them to bow down before this image, and said, now this is something simple, but these brothers stood fast and didn't they didn't conform, okay? They didn't compromise themselves. They stood fast even unto the death, okay? Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, let me see. We are not careful to answer thee in this matter. If it be so, our power whom we serve is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, and he will deliver us out of thine hand, O king. Okay? Not willing to conform. No, we ain't bowing down. We not bowing down. If you're going to put us to death, hey, we'd rather die standing on our feet. Okay? We're not bowing down to the shit you have. Okay? Now, you look at this in a situation today, your average Jake, oh, he bowing. Okay? And you probably wouldn't even have to offer him much to do it. But righteous men don't compromise. Okay? It says, but if not, be it known unto thee. Like, if he don't deliver us, hey motherfucker, we gonna let you know right now that we will not serve thy gods. So we ain't bowing to shit, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. Then was Nebuchadnezzar full of fury, and the form of his visage, like his face, okay, it says, was changed against Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Therefore he spake and commanded that they should heat the furnace 17 times more than it was that it was wont to be heated. So they heated it up extra hot. They made it extra hot. It says, and he commanded the most mighty men that were in his army to bind Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and to cast them into the burning fiery furnace. So they didn't even think to like, man, we're gonna try to escape this and run. They faced it and didn't compromise with no fear, boldly. Okay. Therefore, because of the king's commandment was urgent, and the furnace exceeding hot, the flame of the fire slew those men that took up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And these three men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, fell down, bound in the midst of the burning fiery furnace. Then Nebuchadnezzar the king was astonished, and rose up in haste, and spake and said unto his counselors, did not we cast three men bound into the midst of the fire? They answered and said unto the king, true, O king. He answered and said, lo, I see four men loose walking in the midst of the fire, and they have no hurt. And the form of the fourth is like the Son of the Most High. Then Nebuchadnezzar came near the mouth of the burning fiery furnace, and spake and said, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, ye servants of the Most High Power, come forth and come hither. Then Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego came forth of the midst of the fire, and the princes, governors, and captains, and the king's counselors, being gathered together, saw these men, upon whose bodies the fire had no power, nor was the hair of their heads singed, neither were their coats changed, nor the smell of fire had passed on them. So all you have to do is have faith in Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Okay? Don't compromise. Okay, I'm going to go into part 2 of this video. Shalom.